Hey there guys, gals and non-binary pals. So this is going to be a combination of a Let's Draw, a channel update and a health update. There's news. There's so much news. So first off the Let's Draw, just a quick idea what's going on. Basically this is my first pass at a major character for my upcoming webcomic. She'll vaguely look how this looks in the end, but there's going to be some serious refinement of features and small alterations to her because she's not quite where I want her to be. So that's number one. Her name is Reina. So that's number two. Now, as for health news, well, late last week I was contacted by my GP. I've had multiple blood tests over the last few months, and by multiple I mean so many freaking blood tests. I'm like a pincushion at this stage. And it turns out that I have a thyroid issue. It's not a huge surprise to me because thyroid doesn't so much run in my family as gallop on a horse named Silver screaming "Hi ho Silver" away as it gallops through the range. I mean, it's pretty common in my family, and so I'm not hugely surprised, and to be quite honest, it's kind of a relief to know that there is something that is verifiably wrong. It's very, very difficult going day by day and just working from day to day and trying to live with it and not knowing, well, it's not even not knowing that it's inside, that it's not just inside your own head, but also the whole thing of, am I imagining it? You know, what the hell is going on? Is this real? And that's only made worse by the fact that I sleep so little. So I'm pretty much permanently in this fog of exhaustion. But knowing that actually I have a thyroid imbalance, it helps. It helps a lot. And it sucks. I'm not going to lie, it sucks. My symptoms would seem to indicate that it's low, it's underactive. I haven't had confirmation one way or another yet from my GP, but I can't imagine with my symptoms and the fact that I've put on weight and not being able to lose it, that it's actually a hyperactive thyroid. So there's that. It's fantastic news. It means that at least that I can get help with. It still doesn't help my bowel, but you know what? My bowel was almost this bad before everything else went to hell in a handbasket, so I'll take what I can get. Channel news. Now, up until when my GP rang me, I was actually recording a video where I was basically saying that my channel was going to change immensely. I was going to be getting rid of gaming videos because I don't have the energy to do them, and I'm not saying that this has changed that completely, but it has certainly pushed back that decision a bit, because I'm not going to make any decision while I still don't know what the long-term effect this will be on my body. Like, it's quite possible that I'm going to get to the other side of this and be, well, actually I can cope with 99% of this, so screw it. Let's keep going. Let's do some gaming. Let's record some Minecraft or something. And I kind of have got a hankering to do a Minecraft Let's Play, kind of like maybe Project Ozone Light, because it's relatively short and pretty easy on a computer system. So, but right now I'm not going to change anything until I know what effect this is going to have on my body long term. It won't fix everything, but it may fix enough for me to kind of get my channel back on track. I hope so, because I'm really sick of this piecemeal thing. That said, even if it does have a massive effect on my health and on my ability to work, I am changing my channel to some degree because, well, I'm working on a webcomic. That's taking a lot of time. I'm also trying to game more for myself because it's good for my mental health to do that, which means that's more time. So I'm thinking going forward, assuming that I have a decent or reasonable improvement in my health, I'll do like one Let's Play a week where it'll be like 2 episodes of a single Let's Play where there's no multiple Let's Plays running in tandem. It'll literally just be one Let's Play at a time, and it'll go up like 2 times a week, and it'll be like 30 to 40 minute episodes. That's it. And then that will leave me space to do like 3 vlog type things, one of them being Stay a While, one of them probably being a Let's Draw, and a third one being Who the Fuck Knows. And that's kind of what I'm thinking, because that way I can still do gaming, which I really love doing and I really enjoy it, and it drives me nuts because there's so many games that I have right now that I really want to do Let's Plays of. I mean, Kingdoms of Amalur is fantastic and I want to do a Let's Play of it. But yeah, so that's happening. Well, it's kind of happening. It's in the wind. I'm not entirely sure what way it's going to go yet. But the fact that I have some answer on my health, that's a good thing. Really good. I'm trying to think what else has been going on. Not a whole lot. By the way, the reason it stops right there is I'm actually sitting there going, okay, I need to figure out how to fix this. Yeah, her neck wasn't quite right, and yeah. But, so yeah, at the moment I'm ignoring all that stuff and moving on to the actual Let's Draw. I'm working on this webcomic. I've started working on the artwork for this webcomic, at least the character studies. And it's going to be a fairly female-driven webcomic. I mean, the main character is female, the secondary lead is female, the primary antagonist... one of the antagonists will be female, and she is one of the primary antagonists. There are male characters, quite a few of them actually, but they're... I would suppose you could describe them as second string, or... they're not background. They're certainly much more to the forefront than background. But you know, it's one of those things. I'm really enjoying doing it. I'm really enjoying this feeling of progression, because the difference between my artwork now and even 2 months ago, it's like night and day. I've certainly developed an awful lot more confidence in what I'm doing, and I've spent a lot of time experimenting with ways of doing things that I'm sure most people would use, like say here where I'm doing the infill of the mid-tone for her skin tone, and I know a lot of people would probably use a select tool, but I actually don't like doing that. It leaves behind traces, which really pisses me off. Whereas if I do it with the erase tool and with the tablet monitor, it's very quick to go around and kind of cut in, and well, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm cutting in and it works. Now I do kind of mess around with the select tool here just to see if I can get to grips with it, but honestly it's messy. I don't think the select tool in Art Rage 4 is all that powerful. I think it was an afterthought. Now I have been told that Art Rage 5 adds much more up-to-date select tool options and much more powerful integration of it, but I haven't used it yet, so I don't know. I had originally thought about having her in black, but actually I decided that a red jacket really works. And one of the things I'm doing with this is like her main look. Like, I'm not going to do the classic thing of every webcomic character looks exactly the same in every single panel, just their poses change, because that kind of annoys me. But I do think it's important to have a core look that you then mess around with. And her core look is kind of this... Well, this webcomic is set in the modern day, and she definitely does not look like she's comfortable in this time period, and that's kind of a big part of her character, is that she isn't comfortable in this time period. She's somewhere between, I suppose, Victorian and a girl from the 60s, kind of. And yeah, she's a bit thicker than I intended. I do need to slim her down a little bit. She's meant to contrast with the main character of the webcomic, who is... Well, the main character, she's 6'7", and essentially is a bodybuilder. So, you know, she's 6'7" and muscular. And this character is actually going to be about 5'2" and quite slender and waif-like. So she's meant to contrast, and I didn't quite get that right. But then again, this is the first pass, and it isn't even a pass that actually has any interactivity with other characters. She's standing on her own, and that's it. The way I'm doing this, at the very start of this, you saw me using like it's a blue background, and I used a very, very light blue to kind of rough out what I wanted her to look like, and it really works. It actually, I found it so comfortable on my eyes and so much more comfortable to do. The yellow lines that I'm doing here are marking out the spacings for the low tones, and the high tones I don't bother really marking out the spacing for them, because I know where they're going. But the low tones I wanted to mark out just so I'd remember where they went, because it's relatively complicated. And then I filled it in with the airbrush tool and cut in, and then use the palette knife on blur, and that kind of softens everything and blends everything. But the three colors are on separate layers, and by doing that, I'm not actually blending the digital paints. I'm just forcing those paints into a gradient, and it kind of works. I like it. It's definitely a method of shading that I really enjoy doing, and it's actually pretty quick, which is nice. I actually decided at the end of this that the webcomic I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do the main characters in full color, but I think everything else will be black and white, grayscale I should say, because I think it'll actually really make those characters pop out of the background, and it will also give me a way of drawing the reader's eye to key points within the image. So like if there's a character way in the background and they're in color, you can be pretty damn sure they're important, even if you have no idea who or what they are. I'm kind of experimenting with storytelling techniques, visual storytelling techniques. I mean, I'm a pretty decent writer anyway, but it's a totally different kind of writing, and you have to put so much of the writing in a visual rather than verbal form. It's different. It is very different, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding it such a challenge, but it's a challenge that for once I actually feel capable of. I'm actually really proud of the shading I did in the boots. I know it's a weird thing to be proud of, but it was the addition of these highlights, and it was just literally blur, 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 done. And then, as always, I export it as a PNG, and I export it as a ArtRage. So yeah, that's my channel news, that's my health news, that is the Let's Draw of Reyna First Pass, and I will be back again with something soon. Have a great day, be good, bye for now.